Ooh, yeah, yeah. This needs to be said all the while. We're keeping it real, yes. There's so much to be said.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on This Needs to Be Said. We have a special guest, one of our crew members. Like I promised, I was going to try to get them from behind the camera and from the background. And Nathaniel Sturdivant is with us. Welcome from behind the camera.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here so I could welcome you.
Absolutely.
The thing that's surprising to me is that so many wonderful people have come to help me. You don't know me. And somebody referred, I was going down the list, and they said, I can't, but call Nathaniel. And I said, I hadn't even got to his name. Where is he? I said, oh, I got the information right here. And I called you. You picked up. We had a wonderful conversation. And here we are. So I want to know what brought you to public access, and what's your plan?
I had a Super Bowl party, and one of my guests invited me to come. He has a show here.
Okay.
I don't think my guest knew that I was into arts and appreciation of arts, theater, and music and things like that. So when I came, I have a play. I wrote a play, but I don't think my guest, my friend, knew that I wrote a play. So when I came to the orientation, I was like overwhelmed. This is just what I need, because I had produced, directed, lights, everything for my former plays.
Okay.
And when I got here, I said, now I can do this thing right. So I've been really excited about learning directing, and I took the basic control class so far. I intend to learn how to do everything and then have my play presented at the studio.
I'm excited about that. However I can help. I don't know a whole lot, but I'm a quick learner. So I'm willing. I hope that I can be a part of that. I enjoy the arts, and in fact, we have a guest that's coming up that is going to share some stuff that you may be interested in, so hang around. But you're here, you're starting with the sessions, and you're going through your labs, and you're helping me on my wonderful show, and I appreciate that. So are you going to do your plays on TV? Like, give me some dirt. Like,
I will do the play in the studio and then also in the community.
Good.
Both. So this will give me the training I need to direct, and cameras, and things like that. So I've done it before, but not as I should have done. I have a much better idea how to run a play, how to direct and produce by coming here.
Now, where are you from?
I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. I was born in Washington, D.C., and I moved to Maryland, and I moved here in 2006. So I've been here 13 years.
Now, because I am from Charlotte, I always want to know what makes a person come to Charlotte from wherever they've been.
Washington, D.C. is one of the most exciting, busy towns, I think, ever. I was involved in a lot of things. I had a job, did music, things like this, plays and whatnot. I was an athlete. I ran track and whatnot. But there was so much going on. There was a little bit of stress that I didn't realize until I said, let me try something different. And so I came here and found immediately that there was a little less stress in the whole atmosphere of this area. So I feel much more, able to do things without worrying as much.
So you feel like you get to do a lot of the same things that you were doing before, but just without that much stress?
Yes. The little bit of stress that's you don't notice in D.C., it's not here. I come here and I go to the store, bank, post office, and people are just much more friendly. People speak and look in the eye and talk with you. In Washington, D.C., it's not like that.
Now, I'm from Charlotte, and I find when I visit other places, I'm waving like I'm sitting on my front porch. Hey, how you doing? And they're looking like, do I know you? I'm like, no, I know we don't know each other. So it is weird.
It's weird.
Different.
Like when my daughters came to visit, they said, Daddy, why are you speaking to these people? You don't know those people. I said,
That's what we do around here.
That's what we do, So I love this area. I love it.
I think you should. And I want more people to love this area and have find a place for them, just like you have. Now,
Yes.
I won't have you spill all of the beans. I know there's a play, there's a love of arts. There's several topics that I can bring you back
Go ahead, go for it. Go for it.
I'm going to absolutely bring you back for that. But this was just an introduction, and I wanted people to see that I'm not the only one here, and the cameras aren't just locked down, and I made up people behind the cameras. There are people that help, and they do give up their time, and I value that. I do appreciate it.
Yes.
I do.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Before you leave, is there anything you want to share about yourself that you didn't share already, something you want that This Needs to Be Said audience to know, or something that people says, I didn't know that about you?
Well, my passion, one of my great passions is holistic health.
Okay.
I believe in mind, body, and soul health, everything. Taking care of your mind, your body, your diet, exercise, and your spiritual health.
Okay.
All that combined. So that's one of my passions, holistic health.
That means you're doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying.
Every day.
All right.
Try to learn something every day.
Got to. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nathaniel, for being on This Needs to Be Said. Thank you, audience, for this brief intersection or intermission of information to learn about what all goes into putting this show on. We have great people like Nathaniel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
This needs to be said. All the while we're keeping it real, yes. There's so much to be said.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on This Needs to Be Said. You've heard us on our podcast for several years, and you've seen the television show, and we started and stopped that, and we're back again, and we're talking about worthy causes. Well, we're going to grow again. We have a magazine that's going to launch in December because that's my favorite time of year. I love Christmas, and everybody seems to be nicer around that time. Well, we're going to do a magazine, and I say we because it's not just me. It is under This Needs to Be Said, but someone who has been with me for 11 years, whether we've worked together or just been friends, she's going to help me with the magazine, and she's going to be heading it up. So Tameika Frazier,
Yes.
I got to remember all of your names.
Yeah.
She is, can you still be a newlywed in 3 years? Is it still new?
It would be 3.
Still
yeah,
new,
it'd
yeah.
Still be new, yes.
Well, she's a newlywed as well, but we're starting a magazine called The Know, and it's fitting. I didn't come up with the name of that. I came up with This Needs to Be Said. She came up with that title for the magazine, and I'm going to let her explain to you why she's come up with that magazine title, not the magazine, but the title.
Okay, I came up with the title The Know because it's short for knowledge. Like, you want to give more knowledge to the world, especially when we're featuring entrepreneurs, independent artists, either if they're hip-hop artists or artists who are sculptors or photographers. And we really want to feature minority entrepreneurs, and we also want to give information that we have on our website that we're going to have. It's called 365 Our History. And this part of the magazine is about history that you don't learn from the textbooks, history that they're trying to hide from us, or they just choose not to tell us. So that's mainly what the magazine is all about.
Well, I want to add a piece to that because when
Yes.
we were talking and the planning, because we're still working on this, so we still want more content and people featured.
Yes.
When we talk about minorities, we're talking about all women of color. So this is Asian, Hispanic, Black, you name it. We want to make sure that we're communicating with the community of women and giving them information that they can use, not just, entertainment of, what's the latest thing a celebrity is doing. What we realize that is important is having something that the everyday woman can use in her life, in her business, whether it's personal, spiritual, we want to cover it all. So I didn't come up with the name of The Know, but you did, and I loved it when you brought it because it fits with This needs to be said. There's an elephant in the room.
Yes.
We're exposing,
Yes.
information. We're putting information in front of people that they would normally have to dig a little bit deeper for. If we've all paid attention to any, culture month celebration,
Yes.
it was all the popular names, and they become popular because they're reused over and over. So we're going to bring to you something that's going to be for every culture, on a daily basis. So maybe one day it's African American, one day it's Asian American, so it's going to be something different every day of the year to get you to embrace other cultures and embrace your culture, celebrate your culture, because there's so many things we don't know
That's true.
that women have done, women of color have done, people in our culture we don't know.
Yes.
It almost seems like it's more of another group up and another group down.
Yes.
So we're leveling the playing field. We're sharing information that is going to come from different people. It won't be us. We will have
Yes.
a team of writers that's going to be able to come with voices concerning travel,
Political views. People in fashion, film, photography. We really want to inspire people, inspire women to do better, be better people. We also want to just make women feel, especially women of color, feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
Because being a woman of color myself, it's kind of crazy out there. It's hard, and there's always something to beat us down.
So
and
find
instead
your
of
place.
right,
Yeah.
we had to find a place. And I feel like if you know where you're from, or you know a little bit about your history, or even just a little fraction about yourself, I think you'd be a better person, and you wouldn't view life like it's a horrible place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because if we wait for the media
Yes.
that is controlled to tell us what we're supposed to look like,
Really?
how to celebrate ourselves, we would rarely, if ever, get an
Yes.
opportunity to celebrate ourselves.
Yes.
And we don't want it to feel like it's just something, okay, we're just going to throw you a bone. We're going to
Yeah.
give you something.
Yeah.
We want to have an everyday moment of
Yes.
celebration where you can log into the know.
Yes.
Get the information, share the information,
Yes.
and be able to, like you said, feel better about yourself, to improve your environment.
Yes.
We share about a shoe sale.
Yes.
We share about what movie's coming out. I
Right.
bet you know what movie comes
Yes,
out this
I know.
weekend, right? Right?
Yes.
We know what music just dropped today. We
Yes.
know all of those things, but we need to know, how do we make things better? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you an example of the kind of stuff we're gonna have in the magazine. One thought is, I was talking with a friend the other day, and we were talking about internet service.
Yes.
And she was telling me how much she pays for internet. And I said, I just called on my bill
Yes.
because I'm paying a rate I like,
Right.
and I know it's an introductory rate, and I wanna know, can I keep that rate, or is there like a not so high rate that I can get?
Yes.
And in my phone call to my bill company, I was able to find out, all you have to do is call in on this certain time. And I said, well, look at that.
Yeah.
And my friend was talking, I said, call these people. And this flyer just came. Like I have supporting documentation, but we're looking for ways to save money.
Yes.
And a lot of times we don't know how
Yes.
our sisters are saving money.
Yes.
How are you able to maximize your dollar?
Yes.
I posted something on social media the other day. Another thing that will be in the magazine is information, just
Right.
tips. Look on the back of your receipts whenever you go out, or look at the bottom of it, because
Yes.
sometimes you'll get equivalent to what you just spent there,
That's
and
true.
it'll be a free meal next time you want to go out. I
That's
enjoy
true.
eating out. So I'm always trying to find ways to eat out and not spend all my money.
You know who does that a lot?
Who?
Boston Market.
Really?
Yeah, if you go like during the week,
Mm-hmm.
on the weekend, like on that following Saturday, you get a free meal.
Look at your coupons. All I'm
Yes.
saying. So we're gonna give information like that's useful information.
Yes.
Whether it's coupon clipping, what grocery store has the best sales, and especially when I'm talking about affordable housing, people who may live somewhere that is cost effective for them
Yeah.
may not have a grocery store near them. So how do they get healthy food? Where do they know where the fresh food markets are? They don't know that.
Yes.
Our magazine is going to help connect people to information that's going to be useful to them, not just pop culture. Oh,
Right.
do you know who else got rich? Okay. How about, do you know, oh, I grew up in my community garden, my garden at
Yes.
home. Did you see my squash?
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh, we ate that squash. I posted on social media. We ate that squash.
It was
It was
good.
so good. Oh my gosh. So things like that. I don't have a green thumb. My thumb is kind of like lime green. I'm still working on that. So my biggest issue now is not having the bugs eat up my plants. But another sister
Yes.
on Instagram, she says, hey, keep up the good work. Just make sure you look under your leaves. So
Yes.
that's somebody else giving us their information, their knowledge, right? So our magazine is going to, come on, jump
Yes.
in.
And then we also have, that lady giving you knowledge.
Yeah.
We have a segment called Jewels from the Elders.
Yes.
Which is like the best thing, I think, because we as younger people.
Yeah, I'm young.
Yeah. We may not know how to do things, or we may not have this, we may have come into a situation that we don't know how to react to, or we don't know how to walk through or get through. So I think that having advice from people who are a little bit older than us, it help you more. And I think that nowadays people don't want to hear it sometimes.
Of course.
But I think we should bring that part back from back when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I always had someone telling me, this is how you react. Everything doesn't have to have a reaction, or, maybe you maybe you should think before you do something. Or I was in that situation before. Maybe instead of, putting yourself in a different situation, maybe you won't have to be in that situation if you listen to someone who's been in this particular situation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I would that's one of the parts of the magazine.
Yeah. And sometimes the truth
Yes.
the truth hurts.
Yes.
It hurts, but it's good medicine.
Yes.
It may not feel good going down, taste good going down, but it's going to help.
Yes.
So I'm excited about the magazine.
Me too.
We're still collecting content.
Yes.
We're still reaching out to people to be a
Yes.
part of what we're doing.
Yes.
Women as a whole, like I said, but also the women that are not getting enough positive
Yes.
imagery for
Yes.
themselves. I mean, because we're all different. That's
Yes.
that's what has not been accepted
That's true.
widely. That we're all different and we're
Yes.
all beautiful.
Yes.
I had I don't know if you remember Tani. You remember Tani
Yes.
from the radio show?
Yes.
Years ago, she would always say, "Hey, mama. Hey, beautiful." And I'm
Yes.
like,
Yes.
So I felt uncomfortable. Why is she? What's that about?
Yes.
Because that wasn't something. You give somebody a compliment, you go on, but your circle of friends, you're not usually just showering each other with compliments.
Right.
Well, Tani was a big part of my life for a long time, and she made me feel better about, and I did that thing again, didn't I? Who's watching me? She made me feel better about being complimented by another woman.
Yes.
And it's your friend.
Yes.
And it helps remove jealousy because you get to be beautiful, I get to be beautiful, she gets to be beautiful, and it's not a contest. And
Yes.
I think in my world, it was a contest. You had
Yeah.
to have the prettiest skin, the prettiest hair,
Yes.
the whatever.
It was
You-
always a competition.
But what about whatever you're doing works for you,
Right.
and that makes you your best self, your most beautiful self.
And then I think that's what the world does. They make us as women feel like we're competing with each other, and it shouldn't be like that. We should be uplifting each other. And I feel that if we uplifted each other more, we wouldn't have to argue. I think a lot of people like to see women argue. I don't know what that's about, but I don't like to argue. It takes too much energy and negativity and all that stuff. So I feel like the magazine will give women a better way of not seeing themselves as competitions, but seeing it as, equals to each other and being loving to one another.
And then we could talk about Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas and then Valentine's is my next favorite one. And these are my favorite because these are a couple of times of year that
Yes.
we feel just blue.
Yeah.
We feel down in the dumps.
Yes.
We don't feel celebrated
That's true.
in our love lives. We don't feel celebrated at our jobs. We don't feel celebrated in our friendships. But Christmas and Valentine's Day,
Yes.
are two big powerful times because people are off from work.
Yes.
And if you don't celebrate holidays, or if you know, something traumatic happened,
Yeah.
you could get caught up in feeling bad. And there's a long time before you go back to work, because
Right.
you usually get a week or so off.
Yes.
And around Valentine's Day, you hate everybody else who's
Yes,
getting
and
flowers
yeah.
and candy. And, you know, so I want to take that away. You can
Yes.
love yourself, and that counts. You can celebrate, and you can be happy, even if you don't have a big Christmas tree,
Yes.
or if holidays isn't your thing. It's still an energy
Yeah.
that is around feeling good and being positive, and people are feeling lighthearted. So I kind of ride on that wave during those times. So those are two big times that
Yes.
I want to definitely make sure we push in the magazine, that we're celebrating
Yes.
you, and you being single isn't a bad thing. You being married isn't the best thing in the world, because everybody
Yes.
doesn't need to be married, and everybody
Doesn't, yes.
doesn't need to be single, and everybody doesn't have to have children.
Yes.
But they have a place.
Yes. And there's other holidays in that. There's
Yeah.
Hanukkah, there's Kwanzaa.
Stuff I won't know. Yeah.
We need to celebrate that too, because there's other cultures, and I
Absolutely.
feel that growing up in New York, I was learning and being
were exposed to
accepting,
that.
and I was exposed
Yeah.
to accepting other people's cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like here in the United States now that people aren't accepting at all, and I feel that we are at an all-time bumping heads and screaming and stuff at each other. And I feel that if you read the magazine and be a part of the magazine, that you would feel more positivity, and it's a place, a spot where you can read and feel comfortable, that you don't have to feel like you're outcast.
Let me tell you something. What you were just saying reminded me of a commercial I saw the other day.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you how cold-hearted we have become as a society.
I know.
The insurance company now will pay for 2 weeks of food to be brought to you after you have a surgery.
Yes.
When does compassion and hospitality become a medical product?
I don't know.
So that's how cold-hearted
Yes.
we've become, how shut off, how closed off, how I don't want to know about you.
Yeah.
I look at you, I decided what I wanted to about you. And I look
Yeah.
at the next person. I've already decided. You don't have
Yeah.
to tell me more.
Yeah.
But we've become so cold-hearted that the insurance company now can make money. It's
Yeah.
medically necessary to bring you meals for 2 weeks. Stuff that your friends, family, members from your community used to do. So it's a shame, but we need to get back to feeling loved, feeling whatever you picture as a good place, whatever the happiest moments for you, like how
Yes.
can we make a ripple effect of that? Bring that
Yes.
back for you, because we're so angry acting.
Yeah.
And some people walk around, I'm one of those people, if I'm not thinking, and if I smile, my smile makes me look better. Most
Yes.
people's smile does, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking, gosh, I didn't know she could be that pretty.
Sometimes
With a
people
smile.
take their people smiling as some type of point of weakness or something. And when I
We've
was,
gotten cold.
I mean, I'm always the type of person where people will meet me and go, I never thought you were like that. You're so nice. And it was always about another woman telling someone about me,
Boo.
or it's another guy saying that I didn't have a good relationship with that person or something like that. And I feel like we as human beings need to learn how to communicate with each other, and we need to learn how to be better and loving. Because I feel if you love yourself before you start loving other people, then you realize that you don't have to be mean and negative to people.
It's like, I want to get you before you get me.
Yes. Yeah.
We can put the insurance company back on its right path by not having to
Really?
bring me food, because
That's
I should have
crazy.
friends. We need to have friends. We need a
Yes.
network of people that care
Yes.
about us. What was it like
And
for
we-
you when
and-
you, go ahead. I'm
And we
asking
need-
another question.
And we need the right friends, because you
Yeah.
have friends. I know some people that if I wear something, they're always going to say yes. But I need someone to tell me, like my friend Rachel or my husband, oh no, that doesn't look good.
Or a
you
friend
look-
like Tameika says, stop squinting at the camera when I'm watching what you're doing.
Yeah, like no, you
Right.
need
You need someone.
You need people to tell you the truth, because a lot of people don't want to hear it. But if you tell the truth, that's somebody loving you, telling you what's right, like telling you that doesn't look good on you, baby. You might want to like tone that makeup down, or that doesn't look right on you. You might want to wear a different dress or a different pair of pants, or that's not the event we're going to. Maybe you should wear something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, tone it down a little bit.
Now, if you choose not to listen,
Yeah, that's on you. I told you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your friend. I told you.
Right.
But if you choose not to listen, that's on you. But as a friend, I want to be like, I'm not going to let my friend go outside and look like a clown. You know what I mean? Or someone that that has on too short of a dress or too short of, you know, too tight of something on. Yeah.
well, we could probably go on a little bit longer, but I'm going to wrap us up right now.
Okay.
We're going to have Tameika come back as we continue working on the know.
Yes.
So you'll know when it launches exactly and when to tune into it, when to log into the website, however we're going to put it out for you.
Yep.
We'll have her come back with more information. But Tameika, thank you so much for being on This Needs to Be Said all this time, from
Really?
radio to TV
I
to now the
know.
magazine. I thank you for your loyalty and your friendship.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience, for tuning in to This Needs to Be Said. And until next time, have a super day. You got to hang out with me and my friend.